The study, conducted on almost 2,000 people, showed an average 15 kilo weight loss over the 15-month trial. It works by hijacking the body's appetite levels and mimics a hormone called GLP-1 that's usually released to signal to your body that you're full after eating a filling meal. So does that mean that drug could mean the end of weight loss surgery?
Hello YouTube, and welcome to the Body Honesty Project. My name is Lydia, and today we will be talking about semaglutide, or semaglutide, or whatever the heck that drug is called. I know that some of you may be wondering how I recently went from this to this. And the answer is stress. But for many other people out there, the answer is semaglutide, better known by the brand name Ozempic. So what exactly is this miracle drug that's taking the world by storm? There seems to be so many stories and scandals about it. But lucky for you, I prepared a quick little synopsis all about the drug. So why don't we watch this next clip, then come back and discuss. What is Ozempic? Ozempic is the brand name for semaglutide. It is a once-weekly injectable drug that improves glycemic control in adults with type 2 diabetes. What does it do? It lowers blood glucose by increasing insulin secretion and slowing the digestive process. Why do people lose weight on Ozempic? Ozempic is a GLP-1 receptor antagonist, which helps control appetite and food intake. When you eat, digestion slows, and fullness signals are sent to the brain. This makes people feel full and satisfied on less food, so they eat less and thus lose weight. What happens if you overeat on Ozempic? Because your digestion is slowed, it's very difficult to overeat. If you do, you may vomit or have severe gastrointestinal pain. What should you eat on Ozempic? There are no actual food restrictions while taking Ozempic. However, it is recommended to avoid heavily processed, fried, and sugary foods as they tend to cause more side effects such as nausea and abdominal pain. And since you physically can't eat the same volume of food as before, it is important to make sure that the food that you do eat is packed with the nutrients you need. What happens if you go off Ozempic? Your hormone levels will return to normal, and you will feel hungry. If you relied on Ozempic to give you your cues of when to eat and when to stop eating, you will likely gain the weight back because new, stronger signals will be sent to your brain to eat more. But weight regain can be avoided if you watch what and how much you eat while on Ozempic and try to keep your calorie intake the same when you go off of it. So, how do you get it? Depending on where you live, you can get Ozempic via prescription if you have type 2 diabetes, and in some places it can also be prescribed if you don't have diabetes but have a BMI over 30. Now, I'm not someone who's easily fooled by weight loss gimmicks. At least, not now. When I was young, I was hella gullible. In fact, I'll do a whole video on all the stupid gimmicks that I bought when I was young to lose weight, and they're pretty freaking ridiculous. But I'm not that gullible anymore. However, this drug, it seems to be legit. Just look at what the doctors are saying.
How my patients are losing 2 to 4 pounds per week. 1 shot a week. Semaglutide Wegovy. Not just for celebrities. New year, new you.
Just received some new data on how durable semaglutide is in treating weight problems. This past week, researchers published the 2-year follow-up results of the Step 5 trial with semaglutide. The researchers were able to show that semaglutide led to a durable weight reduction that was maintained over the course of 2 years. This result is also consistent with the Step 8 trial, which showed durability of weight reduction at 2 years for semaglutide as well. So it appears semaglutide has a durable effect as long as you take the medicine.
Weight loss peptide. Semaglutide. Weight loss. Curbs appetite. Balanced blood sugar. Side effects, diarrhea and constipation, nausea and vomiting.
Drug could mean the end of weight loss surgery. Semaglutide, an appetite suppressant that has led to some people losing more than a fifth of their body weight in a major international trial. Patients were given a weekly injection of semaglutide alongside advice on diet and fitness. The study, conducted on almost 2,000 people, showed an average 15-kilo weight loss over the 15-month trial. It works by hijacking the body's appetite levels and mimics a hormone called GLP-1 that's usually released to signal to your body that you're full after eating a filling meal. So does that mean that drug could mean the end of weight loss surgery?
So let's start with a little recap about how semaglutide or Ozempic works. Now remember, I am not a medical professional. This synopsis is based on what I have learned by reading and watching videos myself. I am not a qualified medical anything. This is just my understanding of the subject matter. So from what I understand, your digestion slows while you're on Ozempic, and thus fullness signals are sent to your brain sooner. So that makes you unable to overeat. You get full too quick. And if you try to overeat, you will either vomit or have severe gastrointestinal pain and you won't be able to overeat. Plus, certain foods like highly processed foods and fried foods and overly sugary foods wreak havoc on your digestive system, so you tend to avoid them due to the discomfort. Now, the reason why I think that this drug is legit is because it respects the energy balance model, calories in versus calories out. It works on controlling your calorie intake. It doesn't promise to magically melt your fat or chemically do something to your body to shrink it. No, it works on your appetite so that you eat less, which we all know is the actual culprit to weight gain, overeating. This drug both makes you satisfied on less food and makes it very difficult to eat more food. But yet, yes, there are some people that don't lose or even gain weight on Ozempic. So how does that happen? Well, in order to gain weight, you must be consuming more calories than you are burning. And even though Ozempic helps you with your appetite, you can still eat a lot of calories even with a very, very small stomach. If all your calories come from cups of oil, well, then you're going to be in a calorie surplus. Now, no drug comes without its side effects, and the side effects are very obvious on TikTok. So let's see what are some of the side effects that patients on Ozempic complain of.
Hi, I'm getting a lot of questions asking me about what side effects I'm having, and this is day 6 of my first week. So other than the day that I overate, with Saturday I think, I haven't had any side effects. No headache, no nausea, no vomiting, no heartburn, nothing. I actually feel really good. The first thing in the morning when I wake up, I do feel a little sick, but it's like for 3-5 minutes and that's gone. I never felt good waking up in my entire life, so it's not a big deal. I do my shot tomorrow, so I'm kind of curious to see if maybe some side effects will come up then, like as it builds up in my system. But if it does, I'm going to push through it. I'm not going to let a little headache stop me. I've had headaches my entire life. I'm not really worried about it. So, side effect-wise, I've been lucky. I'm seeing some people who are saying they feel horrible on it. Nausea, diarrhea, headaches. I don't have that. So, and I can feel my body is less bloated. I'm not as puffy as I was before. So I think it is working. So I'm really excited to do my shot tomorrow. I'll give an update then. Week 7 of Ozempic. Took it last night. Did the grab ball. Did my thing. Had some Gaviscon. Woke up fine. Now I feel like a bag full of shit. Waves of nausea today. So I took a grab ball this morning when it started. And anyway, I've been feeling okay. It seems to help if I nibble like a rabbit. And that's all I eat lately anyway. But yeah, so feeling like shit today. I haven't felt like this in a while. So thinking it is definitely the 0.5 increase, which I look at it like it's working. It's not to the point where it's debilitating and I'm going to die. It's just, ugh. And I'm hoping tomorrow I'm ready to train again. On a good note, I fit into my guest jeans. Yeah, the low ones that, I don't have my high-waisted mom jeans on where you can see my fupa. No, I have my low-cut guest jeans and I don't look like a Tim Hortons muffin. It was so exciting to me Saturday night. Went to a hockey game. I'm like, look at me in my tight pants! And I didn't look disgusting in them, which makes it all worth it in the end. Time for my 3rd Ozempic shot. I've lost 70 pounds on my own, and up until now, I think I was down 5 pounds from Ozempic in my first week, so this is my 2-week update. I'm so nervous to take my last shot because I was so sick the first 24 hours that I took my first shot, but I'm happy to report that I had zero sickness last week. My starting weight 2 weeks ago was 209, and this morning I weighed in at 202. So I'm officially down 7 pounds in the last 2 weeks, and I feel incredible. But if, like me, you have had enough and you wanted to give it a go, then side effects are headaches, anxiety, sickness, diarrhea, constipation, and then there is the big ones. There's pancreatic cancer, thyroid thingies, but it was tested on like loads and rats, and it's the tiniest little percent ever. So for me, I was at more at risk of heart disease and stuff like that, so for me it was worth it. So here we are, a year on Ozempic. Let's talk about some things that I've learned. Number 1, my nausea was terrible. Here are some things that worked for me. First of all, B12. The day after injection and the day after that. Second are these two. So the Upspring Stomach Settle I get from Target, and that works the best. I also like to have chimes. You know, sometimes low sugar doesn't help things, or doesn't hurt things, unless you're diabetic, then, you know, obviously. And then also a vibrating heating pad. Mine is actually meant for your back and shoulders, but I put it on my abdomen when I'm feeling really nauseous. So I lost 52 pounds over the year that I've been on it. I stopped losing weight, I think, around in September, August, and I've just maintained where I'm at, even though I've gone up in dosage. And lastly, I want to talk about the difference in how I feel. So I feel much lighter and happier, but like my joint pain, my back pain, it hasn't changed since losing weight or starting this medication. So it's changed a lot of things for me, but it hasn't been a cure-all. I'll continue on this medication as long as insurance will cover it. For me, I had no side effects except when I got up to the highest dose. So when I got up to the 1 milligram, I started to have like high stomach pain after I ate. It wasn't pain, it was just uncomfortable. I thought it was my gallbladder actually, but once I lowered the medication and then stopped it, it completely went away. So it was just at the highest dose, but I went through it for months, so it wasn't like terrible pain. It wasn't a big issue. So I highly recommend people try it if you can get your insurance to cover it. It is hard to get covered now. That is why I had to stop taking it, because my insurance would no longer allow it. But I had great results on it. I highly recommend it. Talk to your doctor about it. See what options might exist for you. And besides the stomach upset, that's the main thing if you have an issue with it, it's probably going to be a stomach upset. It's worth trying, and if you have any other questions, let me know.
So we can see that nausea, abdominal pain, and headaches seem to be the most common side effects. However, most people that are on Ozempic with those side effects still persevere because it works. Yes, there are some people that said, you know what, the side effects were too much for me and I had to go off of it. But the vast majority of people, at least the ones that I've seen, seem to say that the side effects are present stronger at the beginning and less as they progress on the drug. But because it works and they're seeing consistent results, they keep going. So could this be the end of weight loss surgery or the end of obesity? Maybe. This is the most promising thing that I've ever seen. It works because it doesn't rely on people's willpower in order to do the right things. It works because it still adheres to the energy balance model and prevents you from overeating, but does so in a way that doesn't leave you feeling either hungry or deprived. I think that this is only the beginning. I think that over time, in fact, over this year, we're going to see more and more and more products with semaglutide in them, and they will be more available, and they will have less side effects. I think that if more and more people show substantial weight loss with semaglutide, it's going to become a regular part of a lot of people's diets. I could see that in a few years down the road, taking semaglutide being as common as taking your multivitamin. Now, the biggest concern I do have about this drug is not actually the drug itself, but how people are using it. Because when you go off of semaglutide, your hormone levels will go back to where they were, and you will feel hungry again, and you will likely want to eat more and thus gain the weight back. And in some cases, people gain back more. So you either have to commit to taking the drug for the rest of your life, or you pay very close attention to what you are eating while you're on the drug and how many calories you're consuming, and try to stick to that when you go off of it. So the biggest criticism that people have about the drug is that it doesn't teach lifestyle habits. But since when is a drug responsible for teaching you lifestyle habits? This drug will assist you in reaching your weight loss goal, but it's on you to develop your own lifestyle habits. This was just an introductory video on semaglutide or Ozempic. I have so many other video topics around this that I want to do, including how Ozempic shows that there's more than just a correlation between obesity and heart disease, as well as showing how Ozempic proves the energy balance model, as well as all the stories and scandals about the Ozempic shortage. So there's a lot to cover in this space, but I wanted to do an introductory video so that at least we all knew what it was and how it works. And I would love to know what you think about Ozempic and semaglutide, and if you think that this is a game changer. So if you have any thoughts of your own, please drop me a line in the comments. I'd love to hear from you. And for those of you that don't know, I respond to like 95% of all comments. So if you do leave me a comment, I will reply. So until next time, stay body positive, but also body honest.